Hey everybody, let's see if everything's working out here. Yep. Welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. Sorry we didn't announce it. Just excited, bored, and all that at the same time. We got all those Hormigons done, 88 of them. And which reminds me, hold on a second. Well, there was something I did. Okay, I found it. Anyway, so we're working on the gargoyles now. So as far as swarms are concerned for this Tyranid army, this will be the last, we'll say, multi, model group for the most part. We have a bunch of warriors to do, but I'm not really considering them that, and they're bigger and easier to deal with in a lot of ways. The only thing is I'll need to take some time to try to figure out how I'd like to outfit them weapons wise. And so something I think I've touched on this before in the past. What I'll do is I will put them together with the basic loadout that I normally do, and then when it comes time to paint and things like that, when I put the arms together, I'm not going to be putting a lot of glue on there, so I can just pop the arms off and then, maybe magnetize them or something like that. But we'll see, just how far I feel like going with that. I have tons of magnets, so it would make sense to use them since I purchased them. But then, you have the conundrum of what do you do with all these parts? You know what I mean? In the meantime, like how do you store them and whatnot? Well, I kind of have a little bit of a hold on one second. I kind of have a plan for that, and that plan is to potentially make or get a sheet of magnet, whatever, and put it in the back of the, each, for those anyway that need it, put it in the back of, the shelving unit, right? And then you can just put the weapon options on there or something. Because of the amount of models that we have, I'm not too concerned about how that particularly looks right now. The alternative is, of course, above each of the, on the top of the Detolf shelves, I could potentially have a box or something like that up there, which is probably the route I'm going to go. And the reason I say is because I know that for me, I would like to in the future do some murals that go behind the models, so when you're looking in, yeah, they look great painted and all, but they have kind of a background. Now, whether or not that will ever see reality, I don't know, but it'll be like the very last thing on my list. So anyway, let me move this stuff over so I can give myself a little bit of workspace here. So yeah, I've never put any of these gargoyles together. The only ones I've ever done were the old metal ones. Doesn't look, here's the instructions. That's it. So it doesn't look really hard. And if I'm not mistaken, the gargoyles now only have flesh bores. They no longer have the other weapon options, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. But one thing I'm noticing right off the bat, since this is in fact, all how to build stuff, is I'm seeing that there are some very, very thin pieces here when it comes to the wings. So that's going to be very important to pay attention to when we go to cut these free. Also, it looks like generally the wings are all the same for right and left. Oh, no, they're not. Okay, so we're definitely going to have to keep wings sets together, is what that looks like to me. A, B, A, B. Wait a minute. That's not how that goes. Is it A and A? Let me look at this here. Yeah, these instructions, this is it. I mean, this is all you get. So it may be A and A, B and B. Kind of makes sense. Like these two go to that guy, so forth and so on. Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Yep, that's exactly what's going on. Okay, so that's an important thing of note. Is, you know, you understand that, you know, here's the body, the torso piece, and the wings that go together. And what I'm not, okay, B, 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 B for this head. Well, all of this is B. Okay. Yeah, so you're definitely gonna have to pay attention to that. So we may be actually putting these together individually, which is gonna kind of suck. But we got 20 of these things. At least the weapon portion, I would say, might be relatively easy. And so what I'm thinking of doing here, I didn't realize that this was gonna be such a annoyance. With the wings in place, if we take a look at this, with the wings in place, that's going to be a pain in the butt to put the gun arms on. So what I'm going to do that I never showed you guys, because I never put the termagants on the video, is I'm going to get the body put together, if you will. And once the body is put together, we will go ahead and put the arm on. And while I don't have it on a base, like with the termagants, what I did was I had each individual model basically at the end of my desk here, like this, where it was kind of hanging over, so I had room with my hands. And then I put glue on the insides of, you know, the armpits, and then I took the arms, okay, and then and I also there, you know, you got your little spot right here. I put glue there, so you had glue here and glue in the armpits, and then I took the two arms, and then I just kind of pushed it into the part where the arm connects to the gun, and then holding them together here, I pushed them in, you know, so I had room for my hands at the end of the desk. That way, you know, you're not sitting there fighting the arm and it's popping out. I mean, it's not perfect, and you can cause it to pop out, but it's not as bad, we'll say. Let's see here. What are some other items of note before we get started here? Kind of stalling because I want to make sure that I do this efficiently and correctly. I don't want to be fighting with this nonsense. There was something else I was going to bring up to you guys. I know that I'm toying with the idea, because of how tall these stands are. I'm toying with the idea of putting a metal piece down below. The only problem is it's going to cause this to sit up off the ground, you know, about 1/16 of an inch. But it'll definitely weight it down. I don't know. We'll have to look at that and see how it goes. As far as the flying base is concerned, let's see. What else was I talking about? I don't remember. All right. Now I remember what it was. So I just watched a video today. I'm trying to remember who the guy was, but it was about sprue cutters, you know, and what were the best ones and stuff. And what I wanted to tell you guys was, obviously some key points that you want with your sprue cutter is obviously a flat back, okay? But I'm going to tell you right now, these are not Citadel clippers. Obviously, they're also not a high-end clipper, okay? I got these literally at Walmart for a couple dollars or something like that. and they don't have, you know, a stupid little spring in the middle here. Instead, they've got a piece of metal, this rod right here, that acts as a spring, as you guys can see. Okay, and you know, depending on, you know, how much strength you need, I don't know, but I mean, they work just great. And then there was the comment made about having to open them and how it's cumbersome, whatever. See how I have my hand this way or this way? I'm going to tell you right now, if you learn how to do this, which is not hard to do at all, you're never going to feel anything. It's just natural. Plus you have the spring. And the reason that you may want to do that is if you ever have a pair of clippers like I have in the past where the spring broke, you know, but the clippers were still good. Well, you didn't want to throw that out. I mean, I don't even know if you guys have seen me, but most of the time this is exactly how I hold my clippers. You know, just something to think about. And the last thing was, which I've already put it away, if you guys take a look at my Instagram, okay, I posted pictures also on the Discord, as a matter of fact, in the general chat, of the result of the Hormigaunt head piece that we needed, and it turned out great. So that way you guys can at least see, you know, I just got up in the morning, you know, and it was done, and trimmed it all out and glued it on, and once it's painted you'll never even know. Alright, let's get to going with this. Actually, I want to give myself some music, because I can't hear the music that you guys can. And that gives me a little something until some of you guys show up and start talking. Alright. And if you happen to show up and want to shoot the breeze, by all means. Looking forward to it. Okay, so we've got 2 sets of wings here. 2 bodies, 1 head. Got another head over here. Another couple heads. 1, 2, 3 heads over here with 2 bodies. So maybe that's how that works. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and let's pay attention.
Untold Klaxon. Hi. I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots.
Get out of
here.
here.
The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on.
No
Incredibly
thanks.
flexible and convenient order management panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on /off /customize. Go to DroidCam.
Nope, no thanks. I'm not a big YouTuber. Maybe someday, but either way, I'm not interested. Appreciate it. I'm not really here for all that. Here to hang out with folks and enjoy the hobby, since I don't have anybody to hobby with where I'm located. Yeah, we're gonna have to be really careful cutting this stuff, because these little all this stuff is really thin. So I won't be able to be as quick as I normally am. Okay, what's holding it? Maybe this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got our 2 wings. Yep, we're gonna have to do these one at a time, guys. Which, you know, kind of sucks, but that's alright. We'll get through it. There's definitely some satisfaction in seeing the shells getting filled up, for sure. I can tell you that. Alright, I'm going to set that off to the side. We're going to get this bad boy right here glued together, and then we will come back and trim it. And I'm only putting a little bit on because we've got the flying stand hole right here, and I don't want to get glue in there, because it could take a while to it could take a while to cure in there with no real way of getting to the air. So I just don't want to deal with that. Alright, so we got to make sure we also get that flat back right there. Apparently there was something holding it up. Flat back and push it back as well. Alright. Okay, we got that. I think this will go a lot smoother once we get our system down. So that's the other thing. And all the arms appear to be exactly the same, so that's going to make things a lot easier as well. Alright, there. Let me cut a head off just in case. Why that says E. All of these say E. 1, 2. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there are 3 heads on there. Okay. Roger that. I totally jacked that up. That's B, 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 B. Well, no, we're still going to be missing a head. I don't know. I'm sure it'll figure itself out, and it probably doesn't matter what head. Okay, so that's basically, should be all the parts. It's the way I get this. So let's, while that's still curing, I'm going to clean this arm up here. Sucks that this sprue point is on top of the gun, but it's alright. Okay, now we'll clean this bad boy up, scraping from front to back. And again, for those of you that are new to the channel, it does not hurt to have a slightly dull blade when doing this so you don't cut too much off. Don't throw your blade out just because it's dull. This is called a sanding twig as well, for those of you that aren't aware. You can get them on Amazon real cheap if you're interested. Okay. Yeah, so right here you can see there's 2 holes there. Obviously the bottom one is for the arms. I'm going to do a dry fit here real quick, just see what's going on. So that's where that goes. So this is what I was talking about. See how that's right there? And then it of course fits in there. Well, now how the heck am I supposed to really get my fingers in there to put, you know, the arm on? So it can wait. Whereas, you know, they're telling you in the instructions to do it first, basically. Alright, so let's do our little trick here. ask yourself how I'm going to do this, considering, ooh, I missed a spot, considering I don't have legs for this thing to be on, right? I'm going to try a couple of things here before I grab Dr. Octopus, because I want you to be able to do it yourself. I'm going to try taking this little base here. Okay, it won't work by sticking in there. If you happen to have some yellow stuff or blue stuff, like blue tack or yellow tack, that might be a way to do this. I'm going to try that real quick. All of this is, you know, easy to acquire. And the goal here, of course, boom, is to make this, you know, as stress-free as possible. I want that leaning over, obviously, so that we get the right angle. And since it's higher up, I don't need to actually go to the edge of the desk. And then we're just going to push it in like that. Of course, it might help if I get it in the right spot, which I don't think that I am. Yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm used to putting all those hormigons and termagants together where their arms are right up underneath that carapace, and these these guys are not. Alright, so there we are with that. And that's basically what I was trying to, you know, accomplish. So now if it's flying, you guys can see how that would look. Alright, and now it should be relatively easy. So while that's gluing, we'll go ahead and clean up this wing here as carefully as we can. Or these wings. Because they're thin and we don't want to break them or anything. I don't want to break off any of these claws and spikes. I will say they are hands down a giant improvement over the out of print models. Oh, don't want to cut that off. Or do I? Maybe. I think it'd be better if I did and we just make it flat in there. Okay. I can honestly say I think I can count on one hand or half of a hand how many times I've actually even seen anybody take gargoyles. But that's okay because I play narrative, or will be, and you know, it's not about winning. Okay. This is going relatively smooth now that we have an idea of what we're doing. Okay. I forgot to do something here. Let's see. Okay. Lost all my stuff. What happened? Oh, there we go. Okay, I think we're good to go. So again, I want to be cautious about throwing these wings on because I need room to do things. And I think again, putting a wing on at the end is probably the better bet. Especially it'll give it just another few seconds to dry while I put this head on. And I'm giving it just a little bit of a turn, you know, so it's not just a straight on head, you know, it gives it a little bit of character or whatever. Alright, so this one is on that side, this is on that side, and we did not clean this one up yet. Okay. So now we are ready to glue this on, and I'm just putting a little bit and just running it. Put that right in there like that. Okay, we're gonna have to hold it just a second. Okay. And there is our first gargoyle essentially done. Wasn't too bad. I'm gonna let him rest right there and cure. That way we can move on, because I don't want to put this inside yet, because there might be some residual stuff going on. Alright, so this technique worked. So this may be the way to go, guys. Just saying.
Slim_the_skeleton. Howdy, Pilgrim.
Howdy, Pilgrim. Did you get a chance to watch that video? Good evening, children.
Slim_the_skeleton. I'm afraid I didn't, but I'll have plenty of time to do so at work tomorrow.
It's not a long video, but dang, don't get fired over it. Yeah, we got all 88 of those Hormigons done. So that was good. I'm just gonna pull one of these heads off of here. I'm sure they gave me enough heads. Can't see why they wouldn't have.
Slim_the_skeleton. Haha, no worries. I only drive a 35-ton dump truck and I can watch it between dumping and loading.
I hear you. So what have you been doing hobby-wise? Anything? Or you said you're new into it, so give me the background on all this. Remember, scraping is your friend, not necessarily cutting. Cutting. And a dull blade. And well, this one's not completely dull. It's dull and up at the top, and I do that by design.
_ skeleton. For Warhammer, I was introduced to the whole scene game / book / mini-wise when I got the Hell's Reach book a while back. I had a ex that loved Warhammer too, so I was vaguely aware of the game.
Huh. So what are you looking at? Like what faction, army, or is it 40K or old? You know, like Warhammer Fantasy. What are you looking at? Age of Sigmar, whatever. We're gonna need something a little more aggressive. Let's see. Where are you? There you are.
Slim _ skeleton. 40K for sure. Local game shop has Age of Sigmar stuff, but I am more attracted to the 40K stuff.
Yeah.
I kinda like the Raven Guard Space Marines.
It'll be easy color scheme to paint too. For starting out, definitely.
Slim _ skeleton. But getting a Slaanesh army would be fun to have, just to drive everyone crazy for worshipping Slaanesh, haha.
I have one. Well, I mean, do the people there not, they just don't like it, or what's their deal? I'm guessing you hang out in the store. Apparently the plastic did not work the way I wanted it to when I cut it this time. That's okay.
Slim _ skeleton. Oh, it's mostly my friends on Twitter who call me a heretic. Nothing serious though.
Huh. Oh well. Are you jonesing yet from Twitter? Just kidding.
Slim _ skeleton. I really am LOL.
Not me. It's actually been kind of relaxing, not dealing with dumbasses. And I mean, I don't have to, obviously, but now, something with these gargoyles that you may be tempted to do,
Slim
which
underscore
is
the underscore skeleton. I'm trying to keep from getting political on my gaming Twitter account, but it's like more shit pops up when I cannot respond.
yeah, I know. What I was gonna say is you may be tempted when you're doing these gargoyles to bring the gun up like he's aiming, but I can assure you it's not necessary unless you really want that look. And you can take this advice for a lot of things. But if you notice from the one that we completed, you'll have more room to paint, and you'll be able, you know, the gun won't take away from the head, etc. You know, it'll give it more of a dynamic look, and you can do that with just about any model, you know, of any range. It doesn't have to necessarily be, you know, attributed to just Tyranids. And just a twist of the head alone between models can give them each, you know, their own unique look. I know I said that a long time ago when I was doing Blood Angels, I think. Like we went kind of to the right on that last one, so now I'm going to go
Slim
to the left.
underscore the underscore skeleton. Oh, okay. I do own 2 minis, but they are Battletech. Can I send you a picture for later?
Sure. 2 minis. I don't know if I ever owned just 2 minis. I don't think so. I think the very first minis I ever bought, I got in a pawn shop. They were Space Wolves. That's what it said on the box. Beaky Marines. Rogue Trader era. And I think they came in a box size of 5. That was 98, long time ago. Yeah, posted in the general chat or whatever on Discord. This sprue contact point is in a very bad spot. Stand by, I'm going to take the sweatshirt off.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Haha, oh my, Marine stripper, who'da thunk?
Yeah. Yeah, right. No. Definitely not.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. As far as hobbies, I'm currently building a Gundam.
Yeah, I don't know why it just doesn't have any appeal to me. And it's crazy because I grew up with Transformers. And I don't know if that's the reason. Because whenever I look at, you know, the, we'll say, poster child for Gundam, it looks to me like Starscream in a way, or oh gosh, what is that one? It's not a Transformer. Reminds me of Voltron. If you remember that one or know of that. I don't know if it's still around anymore.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Oh yeah.
I just can't seem to get into it, you know.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. They brought it back recently.
What, Voltron?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton.
Huh.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Yeah, I have sitting over there the entire Transformers collection, Transformers the movie, G.I. Joe entire, you know, collection. Hopefully my little guy will enjoy those as he gets older. I'll tell you, at least
Slim
they...
underscore the underscore skeleton. Can't beat the classics.
Nope. At least they gave these wings, you know, more contact area, you know, contact points, if you will.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Just as long as you introduce him to those first.
Oh yeah. I will. I have every intention of doing that. I don't want to I mean, at least I know what's in those episodes. Not this craziness going on in the world today.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. LOL, right?
Alright, 2 down, 18 to go. These guys will look nice, I think, sitting next to the winged hive tyrant.
Underscore the underscore skeleton. Oh no, I've lost my place in my instruction manual.
What do you mean?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton.
Oh.
For the Gundam.
Well. That sucks. Are they really that hard to put together?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. And it's all in Japanese aside from the for Japan only in English.
Maybe there's an app or something where you could take a picture and it'll translate it. I don't know.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Maybe, I'm too lazy, LOL.
Well, I don't normally pay attention to the instructions unless it's something I'm really unsure about with myself. And I guess that's because Games Workshop instructions are known to be pretty bad, especially for some of the bigger stuff, Forge World models, etc. these are guys, I mean, I've got a lot of models that I'll need to clean up when I go to paint Space Marine specifically, but all of their cleanup points are easy to get to and still be, you know, while they're still assembled. These guys won't be the case, so that's why I'm taking the time to do it now. I almost wish I did have more of these guys.
_the_ skeleton. Makes sense.
I almost wish I had 100 of these.
_the_ skeleton. Worth doing, it's worth doing right.
Yeah, for sure. But like, through this journey of putting all this stuff together, there have been many armies that I didn't do a whole lot of cleanup with, mainly Space Marines, because it wasn't necessary at the time and I needed to, you know, push on, knowing that when it was time to paint I would, you know, go back and clean all that stuff up. And I mean, you always, at least for me, even when you clean up stuff, you always, when you're about to paint, see something you missed. So it's not like, you know, it's not like some great sin or anything. And I still have a lot to do specifically with Space Marines, with all, you know, Space Marines and my Krieg Death Corps, all these pouches and everything else that need to be put on and stuff. But some of them are going to need to be, what am I trying to say? They're going to need to be modified, and that's going to take some time. I didn't want that to take away from my completion of getting models put together, so I can at least play with them if I wanted to. Yeah, I wonder what 100 of these things on the table would look like. I don't have the room for them, but it'd be pretty cool. Oh, we already lost our pattern there.
Slim _the_ skeleton. Death. It would look like death.
Ah, for sure. But I mean, like, I'm gonna say this really stupidly, but would I have the patience to go through and do 100 of them? As this is how it has to be done, not like the assembly line that I did with the termagants and the hormagaunts and stuff. And the answer is yes, because that's just who I am. But it would be daunting. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm only on number 3, and we've got, you know, 17 more to go, and it's like, gosh, man, really? But I know that as you start getting closer, it seems to go by faster because you develop even more techniques to get it done faster. And again, what's slowing it down is all the cleanup. That's okay. At least we worked out the pattern for putting these together, so we're not fighting ourselves around the model. Which is install the wings last, not like the instructions say, which is to install them first.
Slim _the_ skeleton. LOL true. How has your day been BTW?
Good, now that I don't have any school for a week. I thought we started tomorrow, but I guess there's a week break between this last term and the next, next part. I'm not looking forward to this discrete mathematics though. Not at all. Seems like it's going to be another goat rope like statistics was.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Fuck math.
Yeah, and then I had 7 guys come out today for the range to shoot and stuff, so that was good. Had a good turnout, or a good day. They needed to zero their rifles, and they were coming out to get them zeroed at 100, and by the time they were done shooting, I had them hitting at 500, which they'd never done before, so on a 10-inch plate, so they were pretty happy about that. So basically, if we're looking at this, at 500 yards, they were shooting at something that wide. Chest size, basically. So that was pretty good for them. They were real excited about it, and they're college kids here in town.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Damn, that's awesome.
Yep. So they were real excited. They saw my shoot house, and I guess some of them had a couple or a little bit of training doing something somewhere, but when they stepped in my little shoot house, they were like, holy crap, this is not a layout I've ever seen before. I said, that's because you weren't in Afghanistan. Where most everything is built with 0 code, and this is a mock-up of one of the houses I had to deal with. So they're all excited about coming back and doing some force-on-force training and stuff like that. Because we do simunitions here, and we have magazine-fed paintball guns, pistols, and AR platforms for training military and law enforcement, so that they don't have to modify their weapons or anything like that. What about you? What did you do today?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. That's pretty cool. Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I slept till about 9 AM and then cut the grass / lawn work.
We're not quite there yet here for lawn work, but it's getting there.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Then the wife got home and we played some games.
What kind of games?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Phasmophobia.
I don't know the Phasmophobia one. I almost thought about getting on Dark Tide today. I haven't been on in a long time because I ran into a group of randoms before the first patch where I haven't tried it yet, where you can play with the AI or something like that. I guess that's how it works. And I'd already maxed out my veteran, so I was working on leveling up my psyker, and these guys were like, just not team players at all, just running their mouth, and at the end they're like, you're welcome for the carry and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And it just kind of killed it for me.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I can't stand people like that.
Well, and I mean, they just, I'll tell you what happened is I was trying to get one of them up, and I think it was a glitch in the game, but we were fighting one of those big Beast of Nurgle, and he came over while I was trying to get the guy up, and however he hit me, it threw me like through a wall and into another room, like I clipped through the wall. And but when I got into the other room, it had me go over the edge of a stairwell, and my guy was holding on to the railing. Well, they're right there, and nobody was coming to get me. And then their whole thing was, you know, what are you doing over there instead of with us? You know, and I'm like, you're so situationally unaware of what's going on and what happened. I mean, hell, even the guy I was getting up didn't even bother to say anything. You know, like, well, he was trying to help me, and this is what happened, because they were, you know, their own buddies or whatever. And, you know, I'm like, look, you know, I was trying to help your guy. I mean, I wasn't like being a jerk at all. I was like, look, I was trying to help your guy, and it sent me way over here. You know, and then it was like, oh, that's bullshit, you're just a shitty player, blah blah blah. And then they had the nerve, because I called them out.
_skeleton. I'd be willing to play if you need a second hand. I've only played maybe less than 5 times.
Oh, that's fine, dude. I don't care. I'm not in, you know, I'm not one of those guys. I'll tell you the game I would love to have help with playing.
_skeleton. Those sound like a bunch of cocklords who act like it's PvP instead of PvE.
Well, when I tried to plead my case, if you will, towards the end, when they were like, you know, thanks for your carry and all, I'm like, dude, I'm like, look at, you know, I've killed more than any of you guys. And then the other guy chimes in right when, you know, you can't really say anything. They've obviously done this before and have it timed, you know, before we ended up leaving the party. He's like, you're the one that's toxic in this whole thing. And I'm like, I've literally called no one names. I've, you know, basically tried to explain what happened, and here you are being this way. And I'm like, I just don't have time for, this is why I don't play games mostly unless I'm with friends, you know, if it's a multiplayer type game. I can't stand randoms that have no life.
The _skeleton. Same.
But the game that I would love to have help with and just adventure on would be Space Hulk Deathwing. I don't know if you have that, but I love that game.
Slim _ the _skeleton. You got it too?
Hell yes, dude. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw the beginning of my streams. It's recorded footage from me playing while people wait, because I usually come on 10 minutes early and just let that play. Dude, I love that game.
Slim _ the _skeleton. My wife and cousin got it as well.
Oh man, a 4-man team that knows what they're doing or can at least hold their own, that'd be hilarious. I mostly just play single player because I don't have anybody else to play with, so. Damn, that's awesome. We'll have to do that. We could stream it.
Slim _ the _skeleton. I can't promise 4, but I'm pretty sure I can convince my cousin to play.
Oh, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter, even if it's just you and me and AI or whatever. It's better than having, you know, all the AI standing around doing nothing
Slim
or
_
not
the
responding correctly.
_skeleton. Hell yeah. Slim _ the _skeleton. Let me update it real quick.
Oh, you meant right now play? I can't do that because I'll end up waking up my kid. At the moment anyway. It was kind of hard to put him down. For some reason, when I play video games, it reverberates around
Slim
the house.
_ the _skeleton. That's okay, it's almost bedtime soon.
Yeah. But I do want to play Warhammer with you on Tabletop Simulator, if you ever get that. Even if it's just, you know, a small game, nothing crazy.
Slim_the_skeleton. It's in the works. I promise, haha XD overpriced Harley payments.
Ha, no, I understand, dude. Where are you located again? If you don't mind me asking.
Slim_the_skeleton. I don't mind. I live in Alabama.
Okay. I was gonna say, you could come over and play if you wanted, but that's a little bit of a drive. You don't even have to have any models. I have everything.
Slim_the_skeleton. Haha, maybe next January.
Right on. Heck, by next January, I should have everything put together. I don't know if I'll have anything painted, but well, I say that, and then 10th edition is supposed to be coming out in the summer, I guess. So I'll probably get the box set depending on what's going on with it. I don't really need any more Tyranids, and that's what's rumored to be coming out. I don't need any Terminators, but the new Terminators are supposed to be coming out. And I don't know if I can justify buying just the rule book anymore, especially with some of the stuff I'm hearing about how the rules are going to be, and it might not even be that great. Don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion, and I'm probably wrong on this for sure, and I hope I am, but I have a sneaking suspicion that 10th edition might be the very last edition before Games Workshop does something crazy and no longer does, wants to really do the game per se. But I don't know. Guess it'll all depend on the economy.
Slim_the_skeleton. Check last 2 messages.
Let's see. Oh, right on. Is it a hex-based game?
Slim_the_skeleton. Robot wasn't narrating what I said, lol, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Is it a hex-based game? Like, I've never played BattleTech.
Slim_the_skeleton. I believe so.
Right on.
Slim_the_skeleton. I got the beginner box for like $20.
Can't beat that, man. That's pretty good. Alright, let's put this part together.
Slim_the_skeleton. What times would be okay for you to play, or would weekend be better?
I don't know. We really just need to look at it. I mean, I don't have like any restrictions per se. But I would definitely want to plan it, that's for sure.
Slim_the_skeleton. Yes, sir.
I'm sure we're gonna freaking die a lot. That's fine.
Slim_the_skeleton. Nothing worse than last second. Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Oh, for sure.
I mean, I haven't played in a long time. And on, let's see, on my computer I haven't beaten everything, like all the levels, but on my PlayStation 5 I've beaten the whole game. There we are, there's 4 done. 16 more to go.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Damn, we've not gotten that far.
Well, I mean, I was
Slim
playing like crazy.
Underscore skeleton. But we understand the need for a apothecary, lol.
Oh, apothecary, yeah, that's actually my favorite playing. Although, if you have a chaplain, he can raise 3 people versus the apothecary raising 1. What the hell? Look at that. Stupid flashing on this thing. Now I gotta clean that up. Better look at one of these. Okay. I didn't want to cut in too deep and end up screwing up the gun. I can't believe how long I've had these models sitting in a box. Over 10 years, man. That's crazy. Well, even longer than that, actually.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I believe you mentioned earlier something about interesting in 3D printing models.
Yeah.
Have you looked into any printers?
Sort of. I mean, I've got a friend right now that does 3D printing for me. Matter of fact, one of my videos is, if you type in Gorgon, you can see the stuff that he printed for me for my Krieg Death Corps. They're massive vehicles, and I wasn't gonna buy that from Forge World. I've bought so much Games Work. You'll see when you see the very first video. I'm not buying stuff anymore. I'm done, basically, unless it's something I really want. Like this new Farsight model. I don't like the Tau, but I like that model, so I might buy that. But I mean, as far as like buying armies and the way that I bought them, as massed as they are, I'm done with that. Unless, you know, my son or daughter decide that there's something they want and they don't want dad's models, they want to make their own, that's fine. I'll do that. But by then, hopefully, I'll be 3D printing and maybe making my own stuff, which would be cool because I've got some pretty good ideas. I just got to learn how to do it all.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I have my eye on a $200 printer myself.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for things to really
Slim
get worked out.
the underscore skeleton. I could print some pretty cool stuff, I think.
I'm just kind of like the Anycubic one that's out there. Seems to be like one that people use a lot. But I've heard there's some even better ones that, I mean, you're going to get what you pay for, is basically what I've been told. And, you know, that's solid advice, so I'm kind of waiting to see. Once the market kind of gets saturated with product, prices will drop, the technology will be better, you know, things like that. Plus, I mean, you know, I've got little ones, so I got to have a dedicated area, make sure nobody gets involved, you know, with the resin and stuff like that, you know, because all that stuff's toxic. And, you know, there's a system, you know, you need to have, in my understanding. I mean, I know it's not hard to do, but, you know, if you don't have a system, you're talking about, you're not really saving money now because you're wasting resources and supplies. You know what I mean? Stuff goes bad. Like I just recently learned there's a shelf life on resin. But then I watched a video where a guy took some resin he had that was a year old and it worked out completely fine. So it just, I think it's all on how you store it and things like that. Again, I'm not an expert on it. I don't really know anything, but I want to make sure I'm prepared before I take that leap. And right now, you know, it's not a need, it's a want. So I'm not really, I've got some, I mean, look at all this stuff.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. That makes sense.
I've got so much stuff going on as far as the hobby. The last thing I need to be doing is going crazy printing stuff when I may not have space to even put it anywhere. So, I mean, I think about that with just the fact that I've got molds that I've made and molds I want to make. Like right now, I can make as many land raiders and rhinos as I want. The problem is, they're big. Well, the land raider's big, and it's like, okay, well, how much shelf space do I really have? You know? Yeah, this yellow tack or even blue tack was the way to go to do these guys. I'd never put one of these guys together until tonight.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. It looks good.
Appreciate it. It'll look good in the case as well. I just I know that I'm really gonna like once these guys are done, and then I get my new Necrons that need to be added done, and the Tau and whatever, all those little bits done and added to their armies. When it comes time for Space Marines, like generic Space Marines, I mean, I've got Black Templars, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Death Watch, Grey Knights. Who else? I think that's all the Space Marine. Well, other than my painted Salamanders army that I gave my wife. That's all the Space Marine armies that I have put together right now, I think. And so now I've just got generic, a ton. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, well over 1,000 Space Marines. That the reason I have them is I was going to make a full-on chapter of Salamanders, but I don't know that that's what I want to do anymore, because I would love to be able to see and even just play with, like, you know, maybe 1,000 to 2,000 point Imperial Fists, you know, just, you know, random chapters or whatever, so that there's some color. Because like right now, I mean, all the main armies that I like, all of it's dark. Dark Angels are dark, you know, except for the Deathwing. You know, Ravenwing are black, the, you know, Dark Angels are green, darker green. Black Templars are black. Space Wolves, you know, are gray, but still kind of dark in color. Death Watch, black. You know, Grey Knights are silver, of course, or, you know, whatever, but there's still not a great color spectrum. You know, Blood Angels are red, but you got my Death Company. Oh yeah, I have Death Company as well. They're black. It's like everything's black. You know, my Orcs, they're going to be Goth Orcs, you know, with the black and white checker pattern and all that stuff. Although I plan on doing a magnet type thing on some stuff, like the knobs and vehicles and stuff, so that I can have little banners or little icons or whatever that if I want them to be something else, I can just magnet, you know, that symbol on.
LOL, not a very white color palette, hey.
No, not at all. You know, I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind having Ravenwing. I wouldn't mind having freaking Iron Hands. Again, 2 more black clad, you know, Space Marine chapters. Black Legion, you know, the Death Guard. We've got Khorne, Slaanesh, and Tzeentch. That's good. But it's, I mean, black all over the place. Ulthway, you know, for my Eldar, black. Let's see, what else is black? Or dark. Skaven, they'll be darker. Orc, my fantasy orcs, darker. You know, it's not, you know, I wanna have a little bit of variety, basically. And so, but what I have to do is I have plenty of Marines that are in box sets that have not been opened, but I have a ton of Marines that have been opened. They're just sprues or extra bits from over the years, and then I've got at least a full 4,000 points of Space Marines that used to be Dark Angels that I had a long time ago that have all been stripped. Oh, and then we've got 2 sets of Space Marines that are football teams, because I made my own football game for Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints, which, if I'm not mistaken, would never play each other. But those are our, you know, my wife and I's favorite.
LOL Blood Ball.
Yeah, it's not Blood Bowl. I have that game. I've never actually played it. I've watched it once on a YouTube channel. I didn't really like the rules and the way it was done. And the way that our game works, I actually have it set up on Tabletop Simulator as well. It's very fast paced. Like, you're not standing around doing stuff waiting on your opponent to do everything. It's all, you know, activated, if you will. So, like, say this is, you know, a receiver who's caught the, I mean, you roll the dice, see if he caught the ball, stuff like that, and you got a guy coming at him. Well, you know, without spoiling all my rules and what I hope to write one day, basically he's moving, you know, with a roll of dice, you're moving with a roll of dice, and then eventually, you know, depending on how it goes, they'll make contact at some point, and then you'll roll to see, you know, if he tackles, breaks tackle, whatever, fumbles, you know, all kinds of stuff. And we've played it quite a bit, even with, you know, some friends that aren't really into all this, but that part kind of intrigued them because they were into sports, you know, and they really loved it. And I mean, it's so simple to play. I mean, it's just, it's super simple, and it's fun, you know. And then if you were to try to add, you know, a 40K aspect to it with guns and stuff, that would be cool too. But I mean, I made, like, I have quarterbacks, you know, it's 11 models per team. So you got a quarterback.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I dig it. So many possibilities.
Yeah, my brain needs to stop making possibilities is what needs to happen. But I'd like to build a nice stadium for it. And I don't know where I'm going to put that, but it would be pretty big. We have I'm trying to remember how big those game mats are. I think they're 3 foot by something. I don't remember exactly, but they're cutting mats like what I'm using right here, and that's what we use for the field. And you're not measuring with a tape measure or anything like that. You just use the squares as you see them right here, and that, you know. But then we've got, you know, the yard lines marked, you know, 10, 20, 30, all that stuff. And, you know, it's real simple. It's pretty much, you're not worried about, like, you know, the whole keeping track of 1 yard and all that stuff. I mean, you can, that was in our advanced rules, but, you know, it was really just about, you know, it's a little hard. Well, it's maybe 50-50 on whether or not your receiver will catch a pass. So it's not like, you know, constantly I mean, unless you suck at rolling, I guess, or the dice gods aren't very nice to you. It's not like you're constantly, you know, not able to catch a pass. And you can have a running game too. That's completely up to you. It's not that conducive, I would say, but you know, it is possible. But I made quarterbacks for the teams that were holding melt-a-bombs, like they were throwing melt-a-bombs. It's pretty cool.
Slim_the_skeleton. LOL, I tend to get kicked in the taint by the dice gods sometimes.
Oh, I hear ya. I hear ya. I'm actually going, I'm gonna try it out. I saw a video where a guy was talking about, you know, checking your dice to see if they're, you know, bad, basically. You put them in salt water or whatever, and you're trying to see if they're evenly weighted. So I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, I have tons of dice too. I was in this phase of collecting dice for some stupid reason. I have no idea why. But that's something, you know, I'd like to do, is make sure that, you know, the dice are all even. We had a guy, so I was the
Slim_the_skeleton.
Yeah.
They would float?
Yeah, they float in salt water. You make a salt water mixture and then they'll float. And then you just kind of push them and see, you know, like spin them in the water and then see, you know, if they keep popping up with the same numbers all the time. You know, then you know that they're weighted on one side, or generally on one side, or not. I forget what the ratio to salt and the water is, but I'm sure it's not hard to figure out. And I'm sure there's more videos about it out there. But I belonged long time ago, back when I first got in the game, to a 40-man gaming club in Okinawa, Japan. And I was vice president, would have been president, but I just couldn't give them the time that was needed because I was deploying and stuff like that. Vice president was doable, and we played religiously every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you know, if I wasn't gone, of course, for me. And we had a situation where we hosted tournaments all the time, and we had a situation where some guy came in with some dice that, and I didn't know anything about this at the time. It was, you know, all new to me. I just played the damn game. But he came in, and I guess one of the other guys had some experience with this somewhere else in the States. And he came over during a tournament and was like, hey man, there's something off with this guy's dice. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, I mean, they just keep rolling, you know, perfect for him. I mean, the guy's getting nothing but 5s and 6s. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't even know how you control that, or, I mean, it's dice, right? And he goes, no, man, there's something up about this. And this is, of course, you know, the internet was young and all that stuff, so there wasn't, you know, a whole lot of reference and stuff. And but the president of the club, good friend of mine still to this day, did some researching after that day, because there was nothing we could do. I mean, I don't even know what's going on at this point, right? He did some researching back, you know, and he was looking up Vegas stuff, and he got a hold of, like, he called a casino or whatever and said, hey, you know, this is who we are. You know, we're not doing high dollar stuff or whatever like you guys do and all that, but is there anything you can tell us about problems with dice or whatever that could, you know, people could use to manipulate the rolls? And they told him straight up, people will microwave dice. And he told them how it's done. I mean, they told him how it's done and everything like that. And he goes, and it's real easy to spot, you know. And namely, he described exactly what had happened in the tournament. And basically, if you want the dice to roll most of the time, like, let's say you wanted it to roll ones, right, or one, you know, around ones most of the time, you would put the dice in the microwave with the one sticking up, and microwave it for 30 seconds. And then what it did, what it did was it changed the properties of the dice, that they kind of, you know, the internals or whatever kind of settled more towards the bottom. And so now it was weighted on the opposite side, naturally pushing the one more often than not to the top. And when our next tournament came around, that guy came back, and you know, we didn't say anything to him. We just waited and kind of watched around, and sure enough, man, he was hitting those 5s and 6s, and you know, same thing. And I mean, like, uncannily.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, uncannily hitting 5s and 6s. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I've seen some like multiple 6 rolls. Hell, I've even done it in a story I can tell you guys about that I've told on this channel many times. But it was sheer luck, and it was only like 4 or 5 times in a row.
Slim _ the _ skeleton. I don't see how cheating is fun.
Dude, I think some guys, it doesn't matter about whether or not it's fun or not. It's just they have to win at all costs, I think. But all I said to the guy, like when we saw that, and I got basically
Yahtzee.
Yeah, Yahtzee. I basically looked at my buddy, you know, who's the president, and I said, "Hey, man," I said, you know, is this a green light?" And he goes, "Yeah, go ahead, bring it up." And the guy's like, "What?" I said, "Dude, you," and I just put it out there. Just again, we only know what we were told. We have no experience in this whatsoever. But I'm good at getting information out of people. It was part of my job. But I looked him dead in the eye and I said, "Dude, did you microwave your dice?" Like I knew what I was talking about. And the guy just immediately got scared, like his color changed and everything. And I was like, "Dude, you're out of here." And he packed his shit up and left. So, I mean, he never, quote, admitted to it, but his reaction told us everything we needed to know. You know what I mean? So, yep, it's, I've got some stories from the gaming world, that's for sure.
Slim _ the _ skeleton. LOL, actions speak louder than words, as they say.
Oh yeah. You know, and it all it did was hurt the tournament because, you know, yeah, he packed up his stuff and left, but now we had to figure out, you know.
It's funny that there's no tournament dice.
Well,
Slim _ the _ skeleton. It cast doubt.
Well, it cast doubt, and then we had to turn around and like try to rework all the points and all this kind of stuff. And of course, 3rd edition, you didn't have victory points and stuff like that. At least not that I remember or that we ever played with. It was really just annihilation games. You know, wipe your guy, you know, wipe the other opponent off the map. And I mean, I still have my 3rd edition book around here somewhere, but so that, again, that was the tournament dice thing that you just brought up there, Rock. It was that was like something we didn't think about because we really didn't have that kind of experience. Now I think in smaller tournaments that is how it is, I think, and you have to roll in a dice box too, which is fine. I mean, none of that existed back then. You know, it wasn't like something that, you know, nobody was really looking to cheat. And I think that might have been the first time we ever even dealt with that, or even had dealt with a cheater at all. And I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe the other guys were cheating and we just didn't know. I mean, there was plenty of, you know, rules lawyering and arguing as far as that's concerned, but I don't remember anybody other than that thing where somebody brought up that somebody might have been cheating.
Rocksturity. I can't believe all it takes is 30 seconds in a microwave.
Try it out, man. You got some disposable dice. Try it out. And that's what the Vegas casino told my buddy. And like I said, I mean, I've never done it, honestly, but
Slim _ the _ skeleton.
Yeah, don't do
Just don't do the metal ones, LOL.
Yeah, right? Dude's like, "I got 100-sided dice here for D&D. It's this nice brass one. I'm gonna make this thing roll natural 100s." Throws it in there and blows his microwave up and sets his house on fire. That's hilarious. I never really liked those metal dice, to be honest with you.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. LOL YETI roll right through the microwave in his dome.
Yeah. Yep. I'll tell you, man, when I was a kid, I wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons so bad and just never really got the opportunity. But I loved collecting the dice. It was like, you know, having a bag full of gems or something. And the first time I got my hands on a 30-sided die.
Skeleton. We bought a whole bag of dice for D&D.
Do you play D&D?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. A few times.
Huh. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, I've got this entire. Well, it's a one-shot, but it can easily go into a campaign. I've got this thing for, you know, that I did all up on Tabletop Simulator and everything. I'd love for people to play. But it's all in the 40K universe, and you would be a Death Watch Space Marine because that's what it's centered around. It's a lot simpler.
Skeleton. That would be cool.
Well, I am looking for people that want to play. I'm no master, dungeon master, or anything like that. I mean, hell, I've only played one shot of D&D with a friend of mine that lives in, like, up north somewhere. But I mean, the amount of work I put into that game, I'm really interested to see how it would play out. It's got a really good mission briefing too. And we don't have to stream it or anything. I just want to play or see how it pans out. So you'll play RPG style, but you will move your. You have the models and the terrain for reference. So it's not just all theater of the mind, as they say. But I think it'll work out because if you're not really familiar with Warhammer 40,000...
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Right.
I think if you're not really familiar with Warhammer 40,000, it will help give that, you know, appeal, you know, especially if you're not very tactics oriented. It will, you know, you're looking at things, you know, and with Tabletop Simulator, you can literally get the camera down to model's eye view and be like, holy shit, I can see down, you know, this road or in this building or whatever. And it'll give you a better idea of what your vulnerabilities are to make it as realistic as possible. I'm definitely want to play it. But basically that game, everybody would have the same stats, you know, for that particular game, and then after that, you know, you would
Slim
get XP and do
skeleton.
things.
I like to think my interests are a good balance of story and action.
Yeah. Well, this one, there's story, but it's really player-driven action. There's not a whole lot I'll be saying, you know what I'm saying, except at certain points, you know, like we'll call them phase lines that you guys cross or places that you might end up. So it's a mix of the tabletop game and an RPG. And then based on what you do in the game will determine how much XP you guys get or earn. And then you would be able to make, you know, like change your attributes, you know, for the next game or whatever. Is kind of how I had it in my head. I don't know if that appeals to you or not, so I got too many damn ideas and no one to put them into practice with.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. ID be down, tongue sticking out. I try to be versatile and we both would be learning.
Oh, for sure. I'd love to be able to play it with you, like as an NPC or something like that. Not really have a command role or anything like that. Like, just, you know, just an extra, if that makes sense. But I think I'd rather do that like after I kind of have a feel for how the rhythm or flow of the game needs to go for you guys. Because also that one shot, it's not like it's all on a time limit. Like, once you guys start, you've got basically 3 hours to get the mission, like 3 hours of real time to get the mission done. Or I say mission, the one shot. So you wouldn't be able to like sit around, you know, bullshitting all the time. You literally are on the clock, trying to keep it as suspenseful and tense as possible, if that makes sense.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Heat is on.
For real. I can't believe how thin these wings are. I'm afraid I'm going to snap it in half. But we're moving right along. What do we got here? 5 done now? 15 left to go. Or we will have 5 done.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Good think you got a lot, lol.
I don't really understand what you're saying. What did you say? Or what do you mean?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton.
Oh.
A lot of parts / models.
That's a
Slim
good thing?
underscore the underscore skeleton.
Oh,
instead of one and done.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty hard-headed like that. I get in here and I just slog through it and try to encourage myself and think about what it's really going to be like, you know, once they're all put together and someday painted. When I go down to the game room every day, which, you know, because it's downstairs and have to let the dogs out and stuff.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. To be fair, isn't that a sought-after trait of Marines? Tongue sticking out. Restream.io.
Yeah, it could be.
Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Nobody cares.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Being hard-headed / stubborn.
Well, it's not really being hard-headed and stubborn. It's tenacity and ferocity and
Slim
never giving up.
Underscore skeleton. Congrats on your trophy, lol.
Yeah. That thing's stupid. What the hell? That's so dumb. You got an achievement. I just wish that these weren't all, well...
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. LOL rewarded for people talking to UXD.
Yeah. I sit here and say I wish these weren't all different so I could just do an assembly line type thing, but now that I think about that, they would probably look pretty bad, like the old out of print ones, without all the variation in wings. Looks like we've got three different types of wings. Imagine complaining about, options, right?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I like lemon pepper wings myself. Oh wait.
That's funny. Yeah, this little system with the yellow tack worked out pretty well for not having a plan. I will probably let all of this stuff dry for, cure for at least an hour or more before I ever put one of these flight bases in there. Like, meaning the last one, just to make sure I don't have any issues. Oops. Missed the tail. Gotta be careful about pushing that in there too, because that's a very flimsy piece. And then something else I do, you may have noticed or maybe not, is I put glue on these spots and I just let it sit because I have time, and that gives me time to clean up the parts that are going to go in there. And what it does is, instead of the glue being runny, it's starting to cure, so it gets a little tacky, and it actually helps hold what I'm trying to glue in there better. It's just some little trick I learned a long time ago. I don't know how I even figured it out, but it seems to work, especially with stubborn style models and round contact points. And it doesn't have to be long, but whatever you do, don't forget that you did it, because then you'll come back and you got the whole thing's filled with glue. You'll have to drill it out or whatever.
Slim_the_skeleton. Tongue sticking out, a good time investment.
What is? Like, what's a good time investment?
Slim_the_skeleton. Having it curing while you work on something else.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's basically what I try to do.
Slim_the_skeleton. How do you feel about horror games?
If the graphics are good, I'm down. That's the only drawback. I mean, I grew up on horror movies, so I love that kind of stuff. Why do you ask? feel like we're just kind of rolling right along here. This isn't too bad. I won't get them all done tonight, but I'll get them done by tomorrow. Move on to the Warriors. What do we got? 12 of them things put together, or something like that. I don't even remember. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I was talking about all the Space Marines and stuff. I've got to literally sit down, put everything out on my game table.
_the_ skeleton. I'm curious how you would do in a game like Phasmophobia, where you are investigating a location and trying to determine what kind of ghost is haunting it.
Is it a video game? Oh, excuse me.
Slim _the_ skeleton. Yes, sir.
Text it to me on Discord so I'll remember it to look it up later. Like, you don't have to put it in the game chat or whatever. Just text it to me individually. But I'm going to have to lay out all the Space Marine stuff, all the bits, everything to see what I actually have, is where I was going with all that before I sidetracked myself.
Slim _the_ skeleton. Roger that. Trailer or gameplay?
Either or both, doesn't matter. One game I need to get back to that I know a lot of people, I guess, didn't like, but I was enjoying it, was Agony. I didn't get to play it that much, but these poor gargoyles, they have no feet. They don't ever get to land. That's what I don't understand. They're constantly flying. Burn themselves out. Poor little chickens. Can't wait for Space Marine 2 though. I really can't wait for that. Especially because it's Tyranids. Kind of sucks it's still Ultramarines, but
Slim _the_ skeleton. That Agony game looks pretty wicked, lol.
well, it's not perfect. You know, graphics aren't, I guess, that great in some regards. It's definitely not for kids, I can tell you that. And there's not a lot of instruction as to what to do. It's really a stealth game, and of course, you know, it's set in hell and all that
Slim
stuff.
_the_ skeleton. Yet I think I've seen the gameplay on certain websites.
But I mean, I was liking it when I was playing it.
Slim _the_ skeleton. Wink.
Oh, huh. Let's see here. So you could be working on Warhammer models with me. If you had some. I'm just kidding.
Slim _the_ skeleton. Haha, I'm working on a goof like a nerd.
forgot to do that. I mean, no one would see it anyway, but might actually get in the way of seating properly. Yep, I knew I was going to have a problem with this one. The angle was all wrong. Couldn't see the connection point. And I think we're gonna get this over here. We don't need it. Where does head go? Oh, maybe I didn't cut one off. That's not good. Swore.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Missing a part 2? LOL.
I mean, I guess not, but I don't remember actually cutting the head off, so probably not. Hopefully not.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Man, I bet Fulgrim wishes he could say that.
Ha! Yeah. Yeah, I started Descent of Angels. It's alright. I mean, it's getting better, I'll put it that way. But I think the reason that people say you can skip the book is, at least in the beginning, there's not a whole lot of, you know, quote, Space Marine anything. It's all, you know, before the time of the Emperor and all that. At least, at least as far as I'm in the book.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Oh no, that doesn't sound good, lol.
I think people just want to know about, you know, the battles of the Horus Heresy and not really all the other stuff involved. I mean, I'll admit, I mean, you know, the Horus Heresy, if you look at what it was really all about, I mean, the
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I may end up starting a different audiobook from another series.
Heretic.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. After Fulgrim.
Heretic. Yeah, Fulgrim takes it out of you, I ain't gonna lie. That was a hard one for me to get through. And I read it, like, actually read it first. This was the first time I'd heard it. But I remember when I was reading it, I was like wanting to skip pages.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I can understand that. I'm sometimes kinda zoning out so far. Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. But I do that a lot in audiobooks.
Shoot, I was doing it while I was reading it in paperback. That particular book.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Haha.
Now a good one to read or listen to is The Devastation of Baal. The Blood Angels Against the Tyranids. That one was hands down a really good book. And I have it both in paperback as well as audiobook. I thought about, since, you know, it's not like I'm gonna ever probably get sponsored or anything on YouTube, just playing some of that stuff, you know, while I'm modeling here. I don't know if I can get banned for copyright or what, even though I'm not getting paid for it.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Nothing against the others, but my favorite so far has been Hell's Reach, just so badass.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also like The Death of Integrity, that book. It's about a Space Hulk, and it's really good. It's just not made into an audiobook yet. Not even sure it ever will be, but it'd be cool if it was. Well, one more after this one, and I will have gotten 10 of them done, I believe, of the 20. We got here 3, 6, yeah. I'm really looking forward to getting to the bigger monsters. I know they're going to take a lot longer, but that's okay. And thankfully I've
Slim
already...
_the_ skeleton. What was the name of the Tyranid that would burrow? Slim _the_ skeleton. Like a graboid.
Well, there's a couple. You've got Raveners, you've got Molochs and Trigons, and then you've got the Red Terror, which I made my own custom model for that one because the Red Terror model was stupid. And I used an extra Moloch head for the thing. So he looks like he's got a small body but a big giant head. It's freaking awesome. I'll have to show you. And then I know that I'm trying to think. I don't think there were any actual ones that did that, like, but I know when the vehicle design rules came out, which I still have, I made one specifically for that because I always thought that would be cool, like the Worms of Dune. I figured this would go faster the more I got into
Slim
it.
_the_ skeleton. You know I've never seen Dune.
Really? Well, this is my opinion, but you need to watch the very first movie adaptation of Dune before you ever see any of the other ones. Now, yeah, it's not completely faithful to the book because they could only do so much, you know, on screen at the time. The TV adaptation I didn't like at all, really. It just didn't have the adventure that the very first movie did. And I haven't seen the new release of Dune at all, so I can't speak to that one. And I guess only part 1 has come out, so that kind of annoys me too. And I refuse to go to the movies anymore and give Hollywood my money. Freaking groomers.
Slim _the_ skeleton. I've heard guys like the Critical Drinker talk highly of the Off Dune.
Oh yeah, I listen to Critical Drinker all the time. He makes me laugh. Even on movies that I enjoyed that he thought were stupid, it still makes me laugh. I'll tell you another guy that makes me laugh. He goes by Space Ace. Most of his videos are comparisons between Van Damme and Steven Seagal. Or
Slim
bashing
_the_
Steven Seagal.
skeleton. And I can agree. Plus all the new shit is political now. I've become so black-pilled on new media.
I hear you. Yeah, it's just not worth it. I mean, that's like I didn't even go see the new Top Gun and stuff. You know, everybody's like, oh man, it's so awesome. And then you hear about Steven Spielberg telling Tom Cruise, you just saved Hollywood. No, because that was a one shot, if you will. Hollywood is so set in their ways now with everything they've gotten away with. They are not going to go back on everything that they've achieved with their ideology and everything else. It's not going to happen. So you're still going to see the majority of woke nonsense. Wokeism.
Slim_the_skeleton. Yes sir, that's why I find content creators that are independent better sources of entertainment.
Well, I don't know if I'm any of those things. A content creator, let alone a better source of entertainment.
Slim_the_skeleton. Like the guys who play Warhammer mods in ARMA3. Slim_the_skeleton. What you are doing now is content.
I know, I'm just saying, it's one way or the other I was going to be doing this. I just figured, well, let's start a YouTube channel and broadcast it. See if anybody's interested.
Slim_the_skeleton. Tongue sticking out, you are humble sir.
I'm just some weird ass old guy playing with plastic soldiers. Oh man, I almost cut that off. That's a freaking spine, I think. It's not on this side, but... Is it? No, it's not.
Slim_the_skeleton. LOL, hell of a lot worse things to be.
True. Very true. Alright. I really can't wait to start painting again though.
Slim_the_skeleton. Do you use brush or sprayer?
Both. It really just depends on the method that I want to do at the time. But I say both. I've used an airbrush mainly for my Adeptus Titanicus stuff, and the last time I did that was well over a year ago, maybe even 2. But everything I've painted before that was all brush because I'd never owned an airbrush. The Salamander's army that we have that's painted that I gave my wife, it's completely dry brushed. Like every stroke was dry brushed. The colors, all of it, the primer, everything. There was no actual painting because it was back in 2003. And that was kind of like the new standard of badassery when it came to painting, if you could do that, and I wanted to try it out. And I had just gotten back from Iraq, and Dawn of War was soon to come out, and I took leave, and I just didn't feel like going home. So for 30 days I sat at home and built a Space Marine army, painted it completely. Well, mostly completely, we'll say that. If anybody looks at it, they'll think it's completely painted, but there's stuff that, I never got back to. The entire army is dry brushed, and it's never changed in composition either. And it's undefeated. which is crazy, even for today's standards. Although it does have one, we'll call it a forfeit, because I just didn't feel like playing with the guy anymore with his, what he was basically trying to cheat me, and I was just like, alright man, you win. I'm going home. It wasn't worth sticking around for. And it sucked too, because it's a long drive to that game store. And, you know, I was really excited about playing and everything. The guy had a meta list, Space Wolves meta list. And he bought the whole thing off of eBay. As is, wasn't painted or anything. Not that that part really matters to me. But I mean, you know, whoever painted it before him, they really didn't do anything with it other than primer and some weird colors, and everything was fine. And he was a Navy veteran, younger guy. He probably only did like one enlistment or something, but everything was going good. I mean, for me, I was killing his Space Wolves left and right, and he didn't like that, and I was trying to be easy on it. I didn't, you know, rub it in, of course. I don't do that kind of stuff. And I was actually trying to play stupidly so that he wouldn't take as much of a beating. But my army that I built way back then, I mean, it was built to kill Space Marines. Because in my mind, if you can kill Space Marines effectively, you can kill anything. You know, and that's how I built it. Plus, it's also designed around Marine Corps Combined Arms Tactics, which is how I play, or did play. And obviously, he's playing however he watched on YouTube or whatever was going on, and it wasn't faring well for him. Well, he had this ship, what is it called? The Long Fang or whatever it's called. I have one. I've just never used it before. It was flying around or whatever. Damn, I forgot to do that. And I'm pretty sure. Ow, damn, that was sharp. I might have just freaking drew blood there. Damn, Tyranid spike. Blood for the blood god. That was really sharp. Anyway, I was pretty sure that he was supposed to move the ship, and he didn't. I didn't
underscore the underscore skeleton.
Yeah.
Dark mode.
I didn't say anything about it, but he had moved in such a way that I think his ship was supposed to go off the board and not return or something like that. I don't know flyers that well. I have some, I just have never played with them before. And anyway, he what I noticed in the second turn was that he did not fire with it. Like, he didn't use any of its weapons. And I don't know if he just, I'm assuming he just forgot. And I didn't say anything, you know, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And maybe I should have said something. I'm saying that to be nice. I know it's not my place to even worry about that. That's his mistake. But we got to turn 5, and he goes, hey, I forgot to shoot in turn 2 and 3, both those turns. Can I go ahead and do that? And I said, well, no. That's a long time ago. And the reason he really wanted to do that was because he was getting beat soundly. Like, other than that ship, I was about to wipe him off the table and win the game. But if his ship was able to shoot at me, it would have cost. I don't know if it would have cost me the game, but I think it would have been pretty close. Like really, like razor thin close, if that happened. It just has so many weapons and everything else. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the ship very well. I just know it's got a lot of stuff, and that was my understanding, was at least from his mouth, is that it was super powerful. And he got really angry because I said no about doing that. He's like, man, this is bullshit, blah blah blah. And I sat there for a second, and I was about to, you know, try to reason with him. Go, look, dude. I mean, that was like 3 turns ago, you know, 2 and 3 turns ago that you didn't shoot, you know. But I thought the better of it, and I was like, you know what? And I stuck my hand out to him, you know, to shake his hand, and he took my hand to shake it, and I said, good game, man. I gotta go home. And he like yanked his hand back, you know, all pissed off and everything, and he's just bitching the whole time, and I just left. And that's the last game I've ever played of 40K, which is not a good memory to have. Well, it's the last one I've played in person. I've played a couple small ones with a friend of mine, just trying to teach him on Tabletop Simulator. And we had a good time. Nothing crazy, you know. The armies were completely the same, so you know, it was basically just, you know, dice rolls and
Slim
maneuvering.
_ skeleton. Shame for it to be the last IRL, but
Yeah.
he wasn't worth the time or headache.
No, and even though I should be a bigger man about it, it really has. I mean, I've gone back to the shop, you know, after COVID and all that stuff, and I don't even know if the guy's still around or whatever. But you know, I've really wanted to play, but I keep thinking back to that, and I'm like, man, is it really worth the effort to pack up all my stuff, come down here, and have that happen again? You know what I mean? So, especially when I don't have that much time to be doing things like that. I mean, you know, to go down and play and stuff. So, I don't know. And I you know, the whole rules Nazi stuff, you know, I mean, I don't have time for that either. I know I mean, that's part of the reason I bought the armies the way I did. I know what's in the army. I know what it does and how it works. So I don't have to go back and forth looking in books, wasting time and stuff like that. And so what if you lose? I mean, yes, that army has never lost. And neither has my Necron army now that I think about it, nor did my out-of-print Tyranids. But the point is, it's, you know, is it really worth all that effort?
_skeleton. I can understand the hesitation to deal with that. I'd love to open a tavern for gaming and drinks.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that. You already got, you know, meatheads, if you will, that play this game that are emotionally unstable. And, you know, like that dude. And then you give them alcohol. And then I listen to, I mean, I'd love to have a gaming thing myself. I don't know about the alcohol and all, but, you know, then you've got, you know, Northern Exile's channel where he talks about, or people sending hobby nightmares of people grabbing people's models and throwing them across the room or smashing them and stuff. Imagine if that person had alcohol in their system, you know, or both of you did, and then you want to throw down. Hell, somebody might get killed with one of these, you know what I'm saying? That would be a story for Warhammer. Warhammer player kills another one tonight at 11. He killed him by taking his sharp Tyranid gargoyle tail and shoving it through his brain. Witnesses blame it on something they call for the blood god. Witnesses could say they could hear this chanting constantly.
Slim _ skeleton. A valid concern, but at the same time, is it not a concern you can apply almost everything else?
Oh, for sure. Nope, you're spot on. It just, you know, I mean, in the argument, you know, on your side in favor of your argument, if you will, is that you don't even know who's coming in a normal bar. You know, what kind of problems they have. And they're just there to buy drinks. So, no, you're absolutely correct. Alright, 3. 6, 9, 10. So we've got half of them done. That's probably a good stopping point for the night on these guys. Not really ready to go to sleep, but let me clean this up real quick. That actually went a little faster than I thought it would, having to do it that way. And they look pretty good, I think. I don't know if the camera does it justice or not.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Haha, it's actually past my bedtime, but I really want to finish the page of the instruction manual I'm on.
Oh, I hear
Slim
you.
underscore the underscore skeleton. Those models look sick.
That's how I get, man. I don't want to stop, you know what I mean? It's even worse when I'm painting. Dude, I do not want to stop when I'm painting, and I have to make myself. I'm cleaning up my glue bottle here. I got some residual glue here that's gonna start gumming up my lid. Basically unavoidable, but
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. My wife bought her a Gundam model too. But being the gremlin she is, she bought a even more detailed one where you have to build the internal skeleton.
but you're never gonna see it. Or is she gonna not glue everything on and maybe magnetize panels or something? Or did I just give you an idea that you didn't want to hear?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I hope not, LOL.
Hey, she's doing the hobby with you. I mean, that's cool. I think my wife...
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I think it's a snap type.
Okay. I think my wife will really get into helping me build my terrain. I think that's something more along the lines of what she would like to do.
Slim underscore skeleton. Yet I'll probably end up getting another one since this will be done before she starts.
Well, like I said, at least she's supportive, so that's good. I ran into a guy one time, I forget when this was.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. Yes, sir.
I forget when this was, but I showed him, you know, some of my stuff long before I got most of it done or constructed. And he was like, why do you...
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. I'm fortunate she even plays games or shares interests with me.
Yes, very. The guy asked me, he's like, why do you put this stuff together? And I said, do you put any models together? And he goes, well, yeah, model airplanes, cars. And I'm like, so how's that any different? Except for the fact that I can play with mine and you can't. And it was just like, you know, okay. If I wanted to. And then I have to always put everything away so little ones can't get it. The sharp stuff, I mean. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. I how fast they've gone together. Glue all over my fingers. Ten more to go, and then all the horde stuff is done for the most part. Although Tyranid warriors are troops now. That's weird. I don't understand that concept. It made sense when they were headquarters. And
Slim
maybe even
underscore
elites,
the underscore skeleton. LOL prob not the worst things you had on your fingers. BA dumb tis EY. Haha.
Oh, I get it now. I'm like, what the hell are you saying?
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. LOL.
Let's see. I want to check something.
Slim underscore the
Tyranid.
underscore skeleton. I got scared for a second there.
Why? Wait a minute. Turvagons.
Slim underscore the underscore skeleton. She butchered the whole sentence.
Oh. I don't understand this here. So Turvagons no longer have... Oh wait, maybe it's called something else. Tyranids, that's it. I'm gonna say, I thought it had some kind of gun. Flesh core, hive. Assault 30. What? What? That's badass. What? How much is this bad boy? 185 points. For the Turvagon is 235. What? Damn, dude. I'm definitely gonna have to magnetize that. That's crazy. Assault 30. Strength 5, AP -1, damage 1. 24 inches. And Tyranids has a 9-inch movement. You could run. It's got 17 wounds. Damn, dude. And I was gonna field 3 Turvagons. Just because I like the swarm aspect of it. Huh. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these extra wings and shit. I've got extra Tyranid, like Hive Tyrant wings. Let's see, these are warriors. I need to set them off to the side anyway. This is a Carnifex set. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, I got these extra wings here. Not sure what I'm gonna do with them. Well, this is a whole damn... Is this a whole damn Hive Tyrant? Holy shit, it might be. What the hell? I don't even know what I have anymore. I don't see the body. But we've got the tail, legs, head, a head. I'll have to look at that. Interesting. What I have is I have 2 Deathstorm box sets. which came with a Carnifex each, a bunch of Gene Stealers, and 3 Tyranid Warriors in each box set. And then we've got a ton of freaking extra Warriors. Oh man, I forgot. I still got to put all the Gene Stealer cult guys together. Keep forgetting about those guys. And I still got 15 Imperial Knights to put together. 15. I feel like I want to try to chaos up a couple more just to put them towards chaos, but I don't know.
Slim_the_skeleton. For chaos.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with. Well, that's not right, because I was gonna make a mana pool for my 2 Warlord Titans. I don't know. Look at this. This is nothing but extra Gene Stealer heads. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with them. Maybe make some veteran Space Marines that have stuff on them or something. I don't know.
Slim_the_skeleton. LOL abominations.
Well, I am going to call it a night. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And, Slim, keep in touch. And we'll try to figure out some gaming. But I probably will be on again tomorrow. And I'll try to let everybody know ahead of time. I just wasn't sure if I was going to tonight. And I just was like, screw it, let's get online. So, anyway, we'll catch you guys later.
Slim_the_skeleton. Yes sir, it's been fun. Maybe as the weekend gets closer we can play. Slim_the_skeleton. Good night.
Take care.